Starting out with 3D printing.
Hey there, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at a beginner introduction to using the 3D printer. Let's take a look.
In doing some research into 3D printers, I settled on the Ender 3, which seemed to be the most popular entry-level printer that seemed fairly simple to use. Let's take a look. So as with all 3D printers, it has the following components. This is the base plate here, where your print will be built. This is the extruder, where the filament is pushed through. This is the motor that pushes the filament through, and then the filament is on the holder up at the top. And then we have the control panel down on the side here. When we turn the printer on, the control panel screen will come up, and it's ready to go. You push the button to select various different options. Info screen, prepare, that will have a few different options there. Control, you turn the wheel to go down. Control, you can control the temperature of the bed or the filament. You can select different filament sizes. You can store the settings in case you're using the same type of filament for different things. This is to putting in a SD card and having your prints there. So this takes you to my SD card and has all of the files that I have printed located on that card. And there's a few other different options there, but it's pretty straightforward.
So, how do we print something? Well, we got to use our computer. Let's go check it out.
So to start out, I've taken my micro SD out of the 3D printer, and I have my little SD card reader here attached to a USB, and I'm going to plug that into the side of my computer. If you're just starting out with your 3D printer, I'd recommend just finding a couple of prints online just to do a little bit of experimenting with. There's a great site called Thingiverse, and they have so many different files on there that people have uploaded. I've almost never gone there and not found what I'm looking for. So here's something that I looked up earlier. A little Harry Potter pendant. So this is a pretty cool little pendant right here. And it prints it out and it rotates. So we're going to select that one. So that's what we want, Harry Potter Deathly Hallows spinning ring. So we're going to come down here and it says 2 thing files. So we're going to click on that there. And it looks like this bottom one is got the nice photo, so this is the one we're going to select. Sometimes they've altered it slightly, and so there's more than one file, but we're going to download this one right here. And it's going to come onto our computer. It's called symbolo05.stl. So I've just saved that STL file to my desktop for now, but the 3D printer does not read an STL file, it reads a G-code file. So now we need to bring this file into a slicer. So this is the Prusa Slicer. I just started with this one because a friend I had a 3D printer and he recommended it, and it had the configuration for the Ender 3 within the program. And you can see my plate down there. So all I have to do is come over here to File, and I'm going to import an STL file, and we're gonna look. I saved that one on my desktop somewhere. It's right here, this one. So we're gonna open that one, and there it is, appearing on our bed. Now at this point we can keep it like that. We can resize it if we want. So let's say we want to make it a slightly different size. Can change the different axes. So let's make this one a little smaller so that it prints a little quicker. Looks pretty good. And once we're happy, we're going to go over here. Infill, that defaults at 20%. And supports, sometimes if you have something that's really tall and doesn't have a lot of connection points, you might want to put a brim on it, which is an edge. We won't need it for this one. So we're just going to go slice now and go quickly. And then it says export G-code. And we are going to export that onto that micro SD card, which is just down here, USB drive, and save. And that's it. We come back to our 3D printer. We're going to take out that SD card, pop it in the little slot there, and then turn it on. I'm going to turn it on. I renamed the file Harry Potter Pendant. So we're going to press our button. We're going to print from the card. Okay. Press print, start. That's good. And then sometimes I do a little adjusting here. I usually put the speed down a little bit. Sometimes I've found if I'm at speed max and there's a lot of sharp turns. And everything else looks good there. Back to the info screen, and so now we wait. This is the bed temperature, and this is the extruder temperature. So we're waiting for both of those to get up to their max, and once they are, it will start. Let's check that again here. Nozzle, I'm not sure why that's at 0. And we want the nozzle temperature, usually that defaults to around 215. I'm not sure why it hasn't done that. Up to 215. There we go. And then we wait for everything to heat up. And as it reaches the temperature, we'll start the print. And we'll put this on a time lapse so it's a little more interesting. So that print is now finished, and it took 16 minutes. And there it is. All that's left is to peel it off the base. Depending on the size of your print and what you printed, you might need to take this whole base piece off, which is just kept on with some clips. For something this little, I can probably just peel it off with my fingers. And there we go. And it's done, and the cool thing about this is it will print even a moving part like that. Yeah. Cool little Harry Potter pendant. So there we go, our first little experiment with printing something on the 3D printer. Yeah, give that a little try if you're checking out your 3D printer for the first time. In the next video, we will take a look at Tinkercad, which is a very simple program that middle school students can manage, where you can actually create your own items and then load them into the 3D printer and have them be printed. Thanks for watching.